Yeah, let's talk about gun laws today, guns and all kinds of stuff. What's up, guys? It's Daily Dosage of Zach here. Today, back with another video. And today, people, we are going to be talking about the meta gun today. I know it's a pretty sensitive topic for people, but I just want to throw my 2 cents out there, and why I believe gun laws can be a good thing for us, So, first of all, let's just get something out of the way, I am not pro-gun or anti-gun. I'm more of a logical thinker. I'm not one-sided, because if you're one-sided, you're never open-minded, Well, you can be, but you rarely ever see it. You rarely see someone who's like for something like they die hard for it, but then they're open-minded. You rarely see that. So I'm a really open-minded, logical person about this. But just to give you guys a heads up, there was a meeting for Congress about some gun laws that two Democrats proposed 2 gun laws and Republicans proposed 2 gun laws. I think the Republicans, or in general, it was one of them was to close the gun show loop, which was basically everywhere any purchase with a gun has to be put through a background check. The person who's purchasing a gun has to be put through a background check. So that's one of them. Another one is reforming the gun law background checks, which is basically including medical history, which is huge because as we've seen in many of these gun shootings and mass shootings, it's been a lot of ill people, mentally ill people who have gone out and done these horrible acts. Not necessarily people who have who are logical and can think. It's people who can't think, who are mentally ill. That's another one. And another one that was proposed was there has to be a 3-day waiting list for someone to purchase a gun, basically, so you'd be able to look back and reform and look back on this person's track record and all that. Those 3 are really logical. And then the third one I think was to ban military graded weapons from the public. I think that's the third one. I'm not too sure. I think that's the fourth one. I'm not too sure about that. Don't quote me. But yeah. So I want to talk about these today. So, I think for me, 85 to 90% of the Americans want stricter gun laws, which is huge. But Congress rejected all 4 of them. Why? Because we suspect that there is a money issue with it, where if they do this, they will be losing money, which is pretty sad considering how many acts of gun violence there has been over these last couple of years. Even since the Orlando shooting, there has been at least 9 gun attacks, 9 gun mass shootings, and that is insane. In such a small span of time, there has been so many shootings. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, it's just wow. You would think that there would be those 4 gun laws are common sense. Why wouldn't they enforce those 4 gun laws? Those should have been in place from the start already. It's crazy how there's such a big problem, but we're not taking action about it, But I think a really a fair thing for me, at least, is I would want, first of all, why would you ever need a military grade weapon? That doesn't make any sense to me, because you're not going to use it to defend your house, right? Who used a military grade weapon for that? It's mainly, I can see, to go out to a shooting range and all that, but other than that, what else are you gonna use it for? A hunting rifle, you could use that for sport, for game, you could use that for that. But for with a handgun and a shotgun, those are for protection reasons, it makes sense. But a military grade weapon, that doesn't make any sense to me, And then I would another thing I would like is for having a concealed weapon. I think that is huge, because I have explained in my other video, the bullying video, how we need in order to prevent these mass shootings, you have to protect yourself and protect the others who are victims of it. So one way to do that is having a concealed weapon. There has been tons and tons of countless stories where people have had a concealed weapon and someone comes in with a gun, and then the gunman doesn't win. The person with a concealed weapon is able to take that person out. That person is no longer a threat. And that is just great, You can't tell people who don't follow the law, who want to kill people, you can't be hey, that's bad, don't do that. They're not going to stop doing that, You have to stop them with guns, basically. You can't be oh, yo, stop, don't do that, that's bad. It's not going to work. It's how I explained in my bullying video, how if you go out and tell a bully to stop. They're not going to stop. You have to protect the person who's being attacked. It's simple things like that. I feel like if you have a gun and you're a law-abiding citizen, I feel like the ability to have a concealed weapon is good. But there has to be an exception to that, you know? You shouldn't be allowed to bring it into a bar. You shouldn't be allowed to bring it into an airport. Those are two, like, logical things, you know? Like, an airport, it's already heavily protected a lot, and there's no reason for a gun at all. In a bar, it's like you could get drunk off of alcohol and you could start shooting random people, because when you're drunk, you do stupid things. So that makes sense, you know? But like in places like restaurants and like a Target or whatever, having a concealed weapon could be really helpful. Not just for people who are in the military or in the police office force, but people in general, you know? Like, if you're a law-abiding citizen, you should be able to have those perks, even though it should be restricted. Like, it shouldn't be too hard to get, but hard enough to where only the people who should be allowed to get it, you know? Like, those are just some things that I feel like should be in place to help, you know, bring this thing down. And I was reading this one article where Switzerland, they have the lowest crime rate in in every nation. They have the lowest crime rate possible, right? But every 1 in 2 citizens has a gun. But they said you cannot own any ammunition. It has to be all owned at like a shooting range, which makes sense, I guess, but it's weird, you know. It kind of goes against what we're saying. But you know, there's a state in our United States country that has the lowest crime rate because like you're allowed to have a permit. Guns are legal there, like completely legal. You're allowed to have like a concealed weapon permit, which makes a lot of sense, you know. So that's just my 2 cents on it. If I think of anything else, I'll put it in. But thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think, because this is a group community of people who want to discuss things. You know, it's not just like, oh, I say this and I'm right. No, we have to discuss it, you know, talk about it. I'm not always right and I'm not always wrong. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and Daily Dose of Zach is out.